Yeah, my name is Mark Ogo, the editor-in-chief of Afrikanwatch Network. We are with General Odeka, one of the highly respected military officers that is well known with integrity. But I'll allow General to introduce himself better. General, nice to be in your house.
Well, my name is Victor Odeka, and I joined the army after graduating from University of Ibadan. I graduated in 1966 and I joined the army in 1967. My journey into the army, I would say, was divine. Divine in the sense that by 1966, graduates were not finding it difficult to get employment, even as a teacher. So my going to the army just came like that. And I was in the army from 1967 to 1994. So it was a long journey. And by the grace of God, and like I said, my journey was divine. At each point that I was due for promotion, I was not denied. I got my promotion as when due. And I held several senior appointments within my corps as when due also. So I would say it was okay. I did well in the army. I did well in the army. The army was, at that time, if you were good and you will get to the top of your career. A lot of people join the army with different motives. Others will tell you that it is the attraction of the uniform that made them join the army. That's what they will say. In my case, I joined the army because right from, I was a barrack boy. I grew up in the barrack, Obalende barracks. And then our family house in Obalende is opposite the gate leading to what we now know as a gas brigade. As a young boy, Obalende, we used to go to the barracks to play football with those soldiers. I enjoyed my time in the barracks. So I joined the army as soon as I left the university. And if you ask me, most sincerely, I would say that I do not regret joining the army at the time I did. Though by the time I was joining, the Nigeria Civil War started. Not many parents encouraged their children to join the army. Even my own father, they don't encourage me really. He frowned against me joining the army at that time. And I told him, it is my choice, not his. So I'm the one going to be there, not him. So I went in. And as of today, looking backwards, I don't regret joining because for myself, I've done very well within the army. going from the rank of lieutenant in 1967, and then by the time I left as a major general and the commander of my corps. In fact, by the time I joined the army, there was only one major general in the army. As at that time, only one major general. And now, in 1994, I was retiring as a major general. So it has been a successful journey.
Did you retire voluntarily or retire normal?
Well, I retired voluntarily. I approached that that I was going. Number one, my reasons at that time. I joined the Nigerian Army Finance Corps. The highest rank available in the corps at that time was Major General, and I've already attained it. And the highest appointment was to command the corps, and I was already the commander of the corps. So there was nothing left for me again. Even if I spent money, I wouldn't have no more promotion. I've reached the highest rank available, and I'm in the corps. I never already at that time I was holding the highest appointment available in the corps. So there was nothing else to do than to go back to my village, which was what I decided to do. So I left voluntarily.
So General Sir, if you had to come back to, in another world, would you still like to come back as a military personnel?
Yes, if I have to come back, I will gladly join the military.
Even with the challenges the militaries are facing now?
Well, you see them as challenges. But the military, they are there to face challenges, be it war, be it insurrection. That's what they are trained to do. Well, like I said, in 1967, when I was joining the army, there was a war going on. And some people, my classmates, those who were with me in UI, some of them did not join. But at the end of the war, in 1970, many of them joined the army and met again the army. So if you talk as part of the challenges, now I will definitely join.
So when you joined the army, General, you said that was when the Civil War started. Which means you fought in the Civil War?
Like I said, I'm a service officer. I'm not a combatant officer. I didn't join the army as a combatant officer. I joined the army as a service officer. So, although I served in one brigade used to be one of the oldest formation in the army in those days, and they were based in Enugu, and the area of operation in Enugu was called one sector. So I was posted to one brigade, one sector. I was there for close to 1 year. So that did not deter me. I was young, I was unmarried, and I took it as an adventure. I went through it, it was okay.
Okay, General, there are things you cherish so much while still in the army, and you like those things. Now, and you have left the army for a very long time. Can you tell us those things that, when you remember, you smile and say, oh, I wish I was still in the army?
Well, my background, like I say, I was a barrack boy, and I knew all the things going on in the barrack, and I was lucky to have gone to a missionary secondary school where certain values were inculcated in us. They taught us certain values, and all through my stay in the army, particularly in the finance corps, I held on to those values. I kept to them. I did not allow my head to run to and fro. I was focused. It gave me a job, and I did the job very well. Based on my performance, I got my promotion as when due. I was not denied any promotion.
Odeka, sir, let me go back to, those days where you said you joined in 1967, and that was when the Civil War started. When those schools were going on. Were you not really disturbed that your dream may be affected? Because you had a vision of joining the army.
Well, I joined the army after the first school, the January 66 school. Then I was still an undergraduate. And indeed, I applied to underscore the point that I was not scared. The coup had taken place. I just finished my final exams. We were applying for jobs. My colleagues were applying to the civil service. They are applying to the some of the industries, but I just sat down. Should I join them? In writing, they were writing multiple applications. UAC, John Holt, civil service, federal civil service, regional civil service. I just saw the advert in the paper asking for graduates in certain discipline to join as a short service commission officer, and I applied. I had not even graduated, and I applied. That's after the first school. Then the war came on. Before then, I was invited for an interview. I went through the interview, and I got commissioned for the finance corps. That year, I was the only graduate that got commissioned. In fact,
You were the only graduate then?
yes, that got commissioned in 1967 for the corps. I was the only graduate. That's not to say that I was the first to join the corps. Well, there was a Colonel Adejoro before me, so I joined.
So in those times, you joined, and of course the war was ongoing. Where were you posted to as then?
When I joined, I was in what they used to call Pay and Records Office. I was in the Pay and Records Office in Apapa. Before the end of 1967, I was now posted to one division, which was based in Kaduna, one brigade, Kaduna, which became one division. One brigade at that time was located in Enugu. So from Lagos, I went to Kaduna. From Kaduna, I was now deployed to one brigade in Enugu. So before December 67, I was in Enugu. In fact, I got into Enugu immediately after Enugu was captured by the federal troops. Mm-hmm.
So you were there when federal troops captured Enugu?
No, I say after.
Okay, after.
I got in after Enugu had been captured. I was not there during the battle to capture Enugu, but I was there immediately the place was captured.
So life after the military, how has it been?
Well, while in the military, I had lived a very, very simple life. I had lived a very, very simple life while in the army. Going through secondary school, going through university, I was a keen sportsman. While in the army, I continued to play hockey, I continued to play tennis, I was still involved in all those activities. When I left, I continued. So it has been very, very simple for me. I met my wife in the army, which was one of the good things that happened to me. I met her in the army. We were married in the army, and by the grace of God, we've got 3 kids. So with her, it has been a very, very simple life.
Okay, Gina, let's say you are an elder statesman at your 84. Nigeria is just 63, if I'm correct. This year will be 64. As an elder statesman with experience, what do you think we can do as a nation to have better development than what we have now?
Well, I don't know what you mean by elder statesman, and I've seen Nigeria from the time I was born. I was born during the Second World War. In fact, 2 of my uncles were in the army during the Second World War, and living at Obalende there, we saw the soldiers coming back. My uncle came back with little or nothing, except the photographs he took while in Korea with the Korean women. That was what he came back with. So, for me, I fitted perfectly into the army. Duty-wise, my school taught me to work. At school, you are given various duties to perform, either as a class monitor, as a son, with which you are assessed. When I joined as a lieutenant in Apapa in those days, then sent to one sector in Enugu. So that is it. My life pre-joining the army actually prepared me for the life in the army.
I think the angle was casually looking at.
I was going
on, and those good things, compared to what we have now, where it seems that there's always bitterness, anger, because of the leadership style. But in your own time, even if you have a military coup, but I don't even still believe that your own time is more better than what we have now. But hunger was not on this level that we have now.
I had my primary school education in Lagos. I grew up in Obalende. And in Obalende there, it was like a mini Nigeria. The Igbos were there. The Hausa Fulanis were there. Those of us called Kubos, but we were there. The Muslims were there. The Christians were there. There was no division. Like us growing up, the boys, we played football together. We ran around together. We did not know who was Igbo or Edo or Hausa. We were all the same. I even remember there was a mosalashi very close to our house, and evening prayers. Some of us had memorized all those in the masses. We would join the man in calling for prayers, reciting those. They did not discriminate. They did not push us out. During Easter, particularly Good Friday, we had that habit of getting a sack filled with sawdust, and we pull it around the streets as well, shouting, calling that sack Judas Okpajesuje. And then anybody passing will be hitting the bag. It was not specifically those of us who were kids. Oh, we're all boys. We are doing it. So life was okay. There was no greed. There was nobody's. We were not brought up to look at the other thing, that person is better than me. I must compete with him. If you have to compete with him, you compete with him in your classroom. You compete in the school. Not that. Okay, they were children from affluent homes, and there was those of us were just barrack boys. It did not make any difference at all. We had buses for school children in those days, and so we didn't feel jealous. We didn't feel that we must own everything. And let me add that my secondary school was in Onitsha. Read up to standard 5, standard 6 in Lagos. And my father was not scared sending me to Onitsha at that age, 11 plus at that age. I remember he took me to Ido Motor Park, paid my fare to Asaba, and just waved to me, and he went back. So, did I cry? No, I did not cry. It was an adventure for me. Getting to Asaba, there was no bridge. The lorries, the buses, the stop was Asaba. They couldn't cross to Onitsha. At that age, come out, carry my box, take the pontoon to Onitsha, take a taxi to the school. There was no fear that I would get lost or something will happen to me. So there was nothing, we did not fear anything like that. Holiday time, I will repeat the same journey until it was now posted to the then Midwest, first of all to Brutu, then later to Sapele, then later to Ughelli. So I will leave school, go and spend holidays in those places. There was no fear, unlike today, that most people in my position today were afraid to send their children to secondary school, like places like Onitsha, Umuahia, Calabar. Because in Lagos, I went to Onitsha. There were others who went to Government College of Umuahia. There were others that went to Hope Water, Calabar. All of us from that city, there was no fear. So it was okay. And the schools then looked after us. Some of us, the food we were eating in school were far, far, far better than what we were eating at home. We go to the school, we were eating something different from what you ate for breakfast is different from what you ate for lunch, is different from what you ate for dinner. Whereas in some of the homes we came from, some of us were having eba for breakfast, eba for lunch, eba for dinner. But when you got to school, it was quite different. So life at school then, we were far, far, far better than what I think some of the schools are today. How much did we was our school fees then? About 10 to 11 pounds. Unlike today, there are some schools that are charging 2.some million naira. And if you look at what they offer, they are not half as good as what we got in our own time. So it was better.
Okay, let's take this final one before we wrap it up. Nigeria is a great country, and there are a lot of young people who are looking up to this country. And it seems some of them, their hope is dashed. Some of them have decided to jump back, looking for greener pasture. What is your advice to such people?
Well, I'm a parent with 3 children, and it's no longer a secret that these children pass through universities and then they are looking for a job. They are looking for a job. In my time, before I even graduated, I had chosen what I wanted to do. I'm going to the army. For today, you ask a young graduate, first of all, is looking forward to his NYSC. Thereafter, a job. I know that in my position, some of them, when they come to me, Uncle, please, I'm looking for a job. What type of job you are looking for? If I can get a job with NNPC, if I can get a job in the bank, if I can get a job with Chevron, if I can get... you see their choice. They are not ready to really go to a job that will help sweep the ground. No. It's the one that is ready-made. I remember a younger sister of mine who would tell me, bruh, I want the job that is sophisticated, where I say I would dress very well. People will see me. That is the comfort of the soul. The young boys nowadays, again, it starts with the choice of study. People just think that you go to the university, that is the end. You have made it. You go to the university to do what? You go there to read history. You go there to read geography. You go there to read mathematics. You don't think of what you want to do after graduating. You don't think. They just go there, and again, our educational structure, the way it is structured, it's not structured for you to produce students that will be able to look after themselves. You find some of our children graduating in agriculture. They are not ready to go to the farm. I have a friend. The father had a bank, and he too became the managing director of that bank. He would tell me, he would say, this person has sent his son to me for employment. I tell him, but I have a farm. Are you ready to go and work in the farm? I say, where is the farm? Is it in Lagos? No. The farm is in my village. He's not ready to go to the village. He wants a job here in Lagos. A job that will give him a car. A job that will give him well, I don't blame them, because even myself, when I was graduating, I took all those things into consideration. I haven't lived in Lagos before. I remember telling myself, I am not going to get a job and stay in Surulere. I stay in Surulere. I'll be coming to work in Ikoyi, the secretariat in those by bus. I'm not going to, like some face today, you leave your house in Akwonjo at 7 a.m. coming to work in Lagos Island, and you close at 3 or 4. You don't get back to your house until 6, 7 p.m. I said to myself, I wasn't going to go through that. Rather, I'll go to my village, look for a village secondary school, and teach, where I'll get the staff quarters within the school compound. And I can have a farm behind my staff quarters, which is I wasn't prepared to go through all those hustle and bustle of living in Lagos, because I want to be a civil servant. No. But children nowadays, they don't care. You have a BSc in Greek. You want to work in NNPC. They don't go for the studies that will help you. If you talk of Nigeria of my days, I have talked about my Nigeria of my day growing up in Obalende, and they were people from other parts of Nigeria. We did see them coming from, we saw ourselves as one.
As unity.
We saw ourselves, we did not fight against each other. And we went to secondary schools. We were not discriminated against each other. You took entrance exam. Your parents, they don't have to go out to the school to negotiate your admission. We took entrance exams and you entered the school on your own merit. That's why in those days, results were good because the school actually chose the best. I remember when I went to my secondary school, when I got to Onitsha, DMGS Onitsha, from Lagos, people were wondering, were there no schools in Lagos? There were schools, but my father was a conservative Anglican, and he wanted me to go to an Anglican secondary school, which was okay, and I went there. It did not influence my going there. I took the entrance, I passed, I went for the interview, I passed and I was admitted. In fact, my classmates, I would say the Igbo boys, admired me, coming all the way from Lagos. At times they used to call me Yoruba boy, but I'm not Yoruba, I'm Urobo. We all got on very well. So that was Nigeria of my day. You went to the school of your choice without your father having to go and bribe. You have to pass the entrance exam and you go to the school. And when you go to the school, as boys, we all grew up together. Without they say, this boy is Kubo. I fitted in. Played football with my colleagues, played hockey with my colleagues. We did everything together. So that was Nigeria of my day. And well, we left secondary school. Those who could not continue with their, because in my time we did the Cambridge school certificates, though organized by West African. WAEC education, listen, we did not do WAEC in our days. We did Cambridge school certificate. With that, boys got job. They were clerks in the banks. UAC picked them. John Holtz picked them with school certificates. They were, not many of us dreamt of going to university. And from 5, if you wanted to continue, you went to do the HSC. Those who couldn't get on to do HSC, who started work as clerks in the civil service or in the banks, and on their own, they read for the GCA level at home and were able to qualify to enter university with those of us who did our HSC. So I said things were in place. And we just, I think you talked hunger in our time. Yes. Nigeria basically we feed ourselves. The times were there. In fact, when my father retired, I went to the village as ex-service. The first thing is was he went to start life as a farmer. I remember us going, myself and my younger brothers, going on holiday to the village. We wake up with him, we go to the farm. Well, we get it up. We as children, all we are interested in what we eat. We uproot sweet potatoes, uproot yams, and roast them. And we eat with palm oil. That's what, in fact, even as I today in my house here now, when I ask my house help, this morning just give me boiled yam with palm oil and salt. He wonder, big man like this, see what in the chop. I grew up eating it. But my children will not want to. My children will rather want it with stew, beef, everything. But that's the way we were brought up. My father went back after life and started as a farmer. He started as a farmer. Not many retired soldiers, officers today, after retiring, either in Lagos, Ibadan, Kaduna, we want to go back to the village, which is very, very wrong. But like I said to my colleagues, we sit down, I look at him. If he was gate crashing in those days, today, is he better off than me? If we sit down, some of us, we sit down and say, look at that officer. When we were in the army, he used to be this, he used to be that, he used to get this, he used to get that. We say, today, is he better off than army, than us? Really not. Easy come, easy go. Easy come, easy go. You are getting the money easily. Or, like some will say, they use their number 6 to get it. You use your number 6 to get it. You use your number 7 to lose it. So, okay.
We've come to the end of this interview with Major General Odeka, retired former director, family finance and accounts, Nigeria. It's one of those a lot of people rely on when it comes to integrity, and they don't integrity for a very long time.
By the grace of God.
You served under the regime of Abacha. And Abacha had a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of bad things, but your name is clean. And that has also made you to live a good life. We see you as, like I said in the beginning, a mega state man. And before they call anybody that state man, they have looked at the level of his integrity and what he has contributed to Nigeria. You have contributed to Nigeria. So on this note, we thank you for giving us the privilege to interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mark.